Do you like watching beautiful dog transformations? Well, I'm about to show you one. I am a dog groomer and I've been grooming over 30 years. My 3 o'clock appointment is here. She is a Pomeranian mix. She is getting a bath and a haircut. She will be getting her nails trimmed, her ears cleaned, her chest shaved out under here. They like it nice and shaved out underneath, and conditioner, and a handmade bandana or a bow. So I'm going to go ahead, take all her jewelry off, hook her up with this loop so she can't jump out of the tub, and get started with her bath. I used a storage bucket with holes drilled in it to lift the dogs up so I don't have to bend over all day. I'm just getting my apron on. Hold on here. I'm right here. I didn't leave her. Gotta get my little purple apron on. Fun fact. I had 2 dogs that were supposed to come here this afternoon. 2 Cairn Terriers that canceled about 45 minutes before their appointment. Luckily, I have a waiting list, and I called this girl and had her come save the day. If not, I would have been in really big trouble. Guys, if you cancel your grooming appointment, that's fine, and I know things happen, but I'm just saying, keep in mind, like if you don't feel like coming at the last minute, try to plan that. Give them at least a couple hours so the groomer can fill your appointment, because if you don't come, we don't get paid for being at work. Like, there's no way we can replace you. But if you call a couple hours ahead of time, hopefully, and not always, we can replace you. Like right now, I don't have any openings for 2 months. So I got a lot of people on a waiting list. But not everybody answers the phone when I call. So, I mean, and even if you do call the same day, it doesn't always mean we can replace you. So that's like, we're not like hairdressers where we can cut your hair in a half an hour. I mean, it takes a couple hours. We put a couple hours away for your dog. I mean, that's a long time without getting paid for just sitting around at work. And like I said, I understand things happen. But if you can avoid canceling at the last minute, that would be good. All right, so I'm loading her up with this, I don't know what kind of shampoo it is. All I know is it's blue because the label fell off. I'm always trying new stuff. And then after I'm done, I'm also going to get all this eye crust out too out of her face. After I'm done, I'm going to also use conditioner too. I'll show you how I get the eye boogers out in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and finish washing her first. But I'm going to let her eyes soak while I'm washing this side. I'm just going to go ahead and get it wet. Just try to get it wet so it's soaking in there, and then I'll get back to that in a minute. So I use this, it's a human head lice comb, but it's kind of like a flea comb. It's just the teeth are real close together, and this is great for pulling out the eye boogers. So, if you have your dog in the bathtub and they have like crusties, eye crusties, unless they're too far gone. I mean, if they're just like this, where it's a little bit of hard crusties, just let it soak for a few minutes while you wash their body, come back to it, and you can pull all this stuff right out. See that? I'll come to this side. Just put a little soap on it and let it soak for a few minutes. Be careful not to get the soap in their eyes, but this thing is great. Look at all that. Goopy is gone. And excuse my nails because I've been putting mulch in my garden and my nails are black. I'm going to go ahead and just wipe the corners in here. Just because I can feel with my fingers if all the goopy stuff is gone, all the crusties are gone, and it feels smooth, so that's good. If you have a dog with really thick undercoat, these rakes are great. You can actually comb over them when they're wet and see if you can pull out any of that undercoat. She's not shedding too bad, but if she was shedding, this would pull a lot of that hair out. So now I have her loaded up with conditioner. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pull out some more of this undercoat with this rake real quick. She's an older dog. Her hair's kind of thin, but it's pulling a little bit of it out. She's pretty old. She's probably about 15, so I'm going to go ahead and use this Happy hoodie just to cover her ears. Because a lot of these old dogs are so scared of the blow dryer, they just scream and poop everywhere because they don't like it. So we're going to go ahead and cover her ears up. Hopefully that will help her stay calm. I'm going to go ahead and hook her up, put the loop on her to hold her right in place so she does not jump off the table. And I'm going to finish blow drying her. I blow dry her a little bit in the tub. And now I'm going to finish. This dryer is quieter than the one that I have in the back. So I don't need to put anything on her ears because this dryer out here never bothers the dogs. It's the one back there. Okay, so I have a fan blowing on us. It's just going to help to dry the front of her while I work on the back. She's still a little bit damp, and I want her to be completely dry when I cut her hair. So I'm using the number 3 blade on her body. And if you're a groomer, or if you know anything about these blades, this is a Pomeranian mix, and her hair is very thick. So this 3 blade will not go through her legs. It's just too thick. So for her legs, I'm going to switch to a number 2 comb attachment. And those plastic comb attachments go through a lot easier than this 3 blade. But it's basically going to be all the same length. So a number 3 on her body and a 2 on her leg. Or actually, all of her legs. I'm just using a number 7 blade on the base of her tail, right here where she goes to the bathroom. That's going to be a little bit shorter. It gives her a little bit of a style and keeps her potty area clean when she goes to the bathroom. I'm going to come back with my 10 blade and shave this area right here. I'm going to go ahead and spray a little conditioner on her tail and brush her tail out. use my slicker brush. Okay, so as you can see, I cut this hair and this is still long, right? That's because this is still wet, and when it's wet, I can't get the 3-blade to go through it. Now, yes, I could completely brush it out and hand dry it, but I'm not doing that because this dog is too old and I'm not brushing her legs out. So for me, I'm taking my 7-skip tooth blade. I got to get some of this hair off, okay, or it's never going to dry. I'm just going to skim some of this off. This skip tooth blade is sharp, see? And it kind of cuts through the undercoat. So then it can dry, and then I can come back with my 2 comb attachment and get the rest of the hair off. Right now I'm just skimming over it, cutting into the undercoat, so that kind of opens up that inside so it can dry out. When a dog is this old, like, I don't know, 15 or how old she is, we need to do this grooming easy, you know. We can't be pulling on her legs, drying her for a half an hour, an hour. I'm not doing all that. I got to get the hair off, and then she'll dry faster. Oh, also, I forgot, they want her whole chest shaved out. They like this shaved under here. So I'm going to go ahead and use this 7-skip tooth just to take out all the hair off her chest, and then it'll dry really fast underneath. Okay. So I'm going to use my slicker brush. I got about half the hair off her legs now. So now I'm just going to go back. Actually, I'm going to spray a little bit of conditioner on her legs too. I'm going to make it wet again now that it's drying. But I'm going to spray a little conditioner on. Rub that in there. I'm going to brush her legs out. It's just easier to brush them when there's less hair on them. See, look at all that hair that's coming out. Okay, so we get all that undercoat out, and now it can dry really fast. You look at all that hair. I'm going to come in with my comb too, and that's going to pull loose undercoat out if she has any left. See? That's really wet, so I'm going to go ahead and blow dry that real quick. Just that one spot. Okay, so I've finished blow drying her legs. They're dry, they're brushed out. I put the comb through. Most of the undercoat is out of there, see? So this comb just pulls it right out, so it goes right through. So now I can go back with my I call it a comb. Everybody calls it something different. Number 2 comb attachment. And then this goes right through. And then I'm just going to go back with my scissors and trim up her legs. This kind of takes it about the same length as a 3-blade. This is a 3-blade. They're just different. This one is like more round and dull. It doesn't go through the hair as good as this one. But basically does the same thing. I'm done with her body. I'm just working my way around to this front leg. That's all we have left. So I'm going to go back over her front leg with my number 2 comb. As it dries, I can keep getting more hair off. Still trying to get her neck to dry. I can't get this hair off until it's completely dry. So I'm going to brush it and get out this undercoat, and hopefully by the time I'm done with her head, I can get this hair off her chest because it's just too thick. I mean, look at all that undercoat she still has in there. Trying to pull some of that out with my comb. So they like her head long. So I'm not cutting her head. I'm just neatening it up. I'm combing it, or I should say brushing it all backwards. Hold on. Get that off. I'm combing it all backwards, taking my 3-blade. I don't know if you can see. Here we go. And blending in her head with her neck. Well, her head hair in with her neck. She doesn't have much hair on her ears. See, I can't get this 3-blade through it. It's just too thick. It's so much easier, it would be, to shave this down, but they don't want it shaved down. Just open it up and brush it inside. Look at all that hair that's coming out. It feels a lot thinner already. If this comb doesn't go through, that blade's not going to go through. All right, let's try it again. I'm going to take my comb and fluff up the corners of her eyes. I'm going to come in with my tin blade and shave out the corners. I'm going to come underneath with my scissors and trim off a little bit more hair. Taking my curved scissors and making her head round and fluffy. When I'm done grooming them, and I am done, I like to go back over them with the 7 skip tooth blade, double check for all the scraggly hairs, make sure it's neat and even. Get this spot back here. There's always going to be hairs out of place. I mean, it's just the way it goes. But it's going to fluff it all up and skim over it. See, it looks choppy. That's just her undercoat. This dog is really, she's a mixed breed, but technically she should not be cut like this. You know, probably would look better to trim up everything, but people don't brush their dogs. I mean, so really, what are you going to do? You know, it's just easier to take care of when you take it short. All right, fluff up her head. I'm going to take my chunkers and just neaten up her head. And my comb, just blend it all in. I'm going to spray her down with some conditioning spray. Wipe her down with the fragrance-free baby wipe. Knock off all those loose hairs that are on her. And wipe her eyes out with some water. Just wipe the corners of her eyes. There we go. And dress her up. She's getting a collar bow. It's got little ladybugs on it and a rubber band that goes right on her collar. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit tighter so it doesn't flop around. Over there we go. All right, tell everybody thanks for watching. Look up. I'm going to show everybody your tail. She's got a fluffy tail still. Just trim that up. There we go. We are cutting it close. Her mother is probably going to be here in 5 minutes. All right, let's go.